closing a conversation and committing them to a call for action and following up. Why is it so important for us to know how to close a conversation? Because no matter what, an enjoyable conversation must still end. So let's practice ahead to do it as effectively and strategically as possible every time. We preferably close the conversation by committing them to a specific call for action and by finding out the best way to stay connected with them so you could follow up shortly after. Now, say we've already established a connection with them. We have had an overall enjoyable conversation, but since we're doing outreach, we need to keep talking to as many other people as possible and continue planting the seed. So to close the conversation, think of a natural way for you to say, "So please tell me," insert their name, which you hopefully have asked and remember. Or this is a wonderful time to ask or get them to remind you, what is something you could do right now to transition to being vegan? If they're not sure or haven't thought about it yet, you've been asking enough questions to already know what the easiest thing for them would be to start doing and what their next step is. So you give them the solution that makes the most sense for them. For example, 1, when someone connects with what humans have been doing to animals and how immoral and atrocious it is, then point them out to Watch Dominion or Earthlings. 2, when someone connects with the environment and are worried about their carbon footprint, point them out to Cowspiracy and or Forks Over Knives, for example. When someone is worried about their own health, point them towards Game Changers and or They're Trying to Kill Us documentary, or books like How Not to Die by Dr. Michael Greger. As spoken of in the previous module, knowing your audience is key to being able to give them the info that they need to hear, not what you want to tell them. The goal is to connect with the other person and remember people love to talk about themselves. So ask plenty of questions and learn about them. The more you listen and ask them questions and even paraphrase what they're saying, the more they feel heard. You can ask them specific questions like, "Why did you stop to talk to me about this today?" Or, "What do you already know about the climate crisis we're facing?" Wait to see what direction they actually go in to see what you say next. "Have you watched any documentaries yet on whichever one you want to talk about or they want to talk about?" As we connect with them, they feel much more open to give us information and then share their contact, which means you can easily follow up after this exchange. Remember to ask them for their contact information, their email, social media, maybe phone number. And with whatever one they can actually give you, make sure to initiate contact right away. So say, for example, you're adding someone to your Instagram because that's their main way of communication. You then send them a direct message right away so that you remember when and why you encountered them. And at the same time, their need to matter is met. When you meet a vegan already, the goal is to recruit them. Exchanging contacts, or at least getting theirs, is crucial. Helping them figure out what kind of activism would suit them best and inspiring them to do something. It will not necessarily happen right away. You might have to work on them a bit. So thinking about having a specific place and list that you could add people to keep track of everyone. If you're anything like me, you meet hundreds of people weekly. So best to have a strategy in place that works for you to stay connected with all the wonderful people you meet. The more organized you are ahead, the easier it is to follow up with everyone. We want to motivate them to continue their journey towards veganism or activism and become, like us, a force to be reckoned with. Keep in mind that every person you influence or persuade to make better changes for everyone and go vegan, you inevitably impact 777 other people. Why? Because the person you help will talk about it, and the people they will help will also talk about it, and it's like a domino effect. A lot of humans around them will be impacted positively and create change, which ripples to around 777 people per person you reach, all thanks to you. So here's another resource that I wanted to share with you, apart from the Earthling Eds documents shared in another module and the plant-based treaty starter kit presented previously. I have put together a PDF to send to friends, family, and the people we exchange contacts with through Activism to follow up on our conversations with them. The seed was planted, and now we water it with more information. This PDF is a full document with everything that you need if you don't have it already, or that people could read, listen, watch, and join. So please have a look. The link will be shared to you. And next module, we specifically talk about time management and setting boundaries to help you organize your life better. Because as mentioned above, the better organized we are, the easier everything else becomes.